I wanted to believe, but the tools have been taken away. The X-Files have been shut down. They closed our eyes. Our voices have been silenced. Our ears now deaf to the realms of extreme possibilities.
Reinstatement of the X-Files must be undeniable.
Welcome everybody to the Dark Talk Files, episode 32, One Breath. I am your host, Dan, and I'm joined by my FBI bro, Paul. Paul, how's things?
Hi, Dan. I'm okay, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good, very good.
Yeah.
I'm even better because Agent Scully is back.
She is. And we don't have any vampires in this episode, so that's sound as well.
Like fucking Christ. I've missed Gillian Anderson on my screen.
Yeah, I mean, she's only been gone one episode in total, but I've missed it.
That's enough. That's enough.
And we almost get double Gillian Anderson in this because we have a new cast member who is fucking exactly the same as her.
Yeah. We get the introduction of Dana Scully's sister, Melissa.
Sister Melissa.
And she does look like Gillian Anderson. Yeah, there is a resemblance there, but the character is nothing like Agent Dana Scully. This is complete opposite.
Oh goodness, no, she's nothing like her in person, but she does look fucking loads like her.
Between Scully, Melissa, and Mrs. Scully, that's some good genes in this family.
I know, isn't it? Right.
So we're back with a Myth Arc episode. Gillian Anderson had been written out due to her pregnancy and is now back. But again, she doesn't do a lot in this episode.
No, she does a lot of lying down.
She does, yeah, a lot of sleeping. I mean, yeah, great work if you can get it.
Yeah.
So let's get into the episode. So the episode begins with a flashback to Dana Scully's upbringing, where she and her brothers used to go out into the woods and shoot snakes, apparently. Is that a thing that people do? Do they just go...
I don't know. They weren't like going out there to shoot snakes, though, were they? They were going out there to shoot their guns and came across a snake, you know?
This whole thing, it's narrated like some cheesy Lifetime movie. It's all like well lit. It's all like soft, sad music played over it. It's just like...
I thought it was like a weird dark Hovis advert. You know, like... You know, like the narration and the music and stuff, and it was like it had like a very soft sort of glow on the screen, and it was like, but it was about murdering a snake, which isn't nice at all, really. Horrible.
Do you remember when McDonald's were trying to run this? They ran this ad campaign about this. It was this mum taking her son to McDonald's, and the dad of the family had died, and she was like, "Oh yeah, your dad loved McDonald's," and the kid orders a fillet of fish, and she's like, "Oh, that was your dad's favorite," and I was like, "Nobody's favorite is a fillet of fish from McDonald's."
I'm baffled by anybody going to McDonald's and not ordering a burgers, because I know you get chicken nuggets or chicken strips or whatever, and that still baffles me to this day. But a fillet of fish is just like another level of weirdness to me.
Guess who played the mum in that advert?
The BT MILF.
Yes!
Was it? No way. Yeah. Shot in the dark. That was.
Fucking hell, he shoots, he scores, yeah.
What would that advert be called? I need to look it up. Donald's dad death advert. Let me see if it's come up. It has. The ad, created by Leo Burnett, showed the boy finding a connection with his dad through a shared love of filet of fish, leading to backlash from viewers and support group. There's the MILF as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was quite an odd one.
Yeah. God, she is starred in some cracking adverts, isn't she?
Yeah. So this story has been narrated by Mrs. Scully, who was telling Mulder. So when Dana shot the snake, she started crying because she's now processing the fact that she is a snake murderer and she feels guilty for murdering this snake. It kind of shows that this is the moment where Dana grew up. It was like a coming of age thing for her, you know?
Yeah. So I think it was a bit of a play on something like Lord of the Flies. You know how in that they hunt a pig and then they kill it.
Yes.
And then they realise that it is life and stuff like that, you know. They've taken life and what it means and stuff. So I think it was a bit of that kind of direction they were going in, personally. But yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but all I can think about at the moment is this screenshot of someone tweeted, "I genuinely don't think I've ever seen anything as cynical or exploitative as the new McDonald's advert. Shameless even by their standards."
Hey, do you remember that John Lewis advert where they had the Allied soldiers and the German soldiers pause in the war to play football on Christmas Day?
No.
I mean, that is the thing that happened. Like, on Christmas Day during the First World War, the soldiers on both sides stopped to have a game of football. But, like, fucking John Lewis. I fucking hate when people go on and on about the John Lewis advert. Fuck off.
I know. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it was an emotional piece of storytelling, but you're using it to sell fucking microwaves. Like, Anyway, I'll tell you who is spending money, though. Mrs. Scully, because Mrs. Scully, she's telling this story to Mulder, and they're in this office. We don't know where they are at first, but then this guy just brings in Scully's tombstone. It seems a bit premature. Like, I'm not sure how much time is meant to have passed, but did she have this thing on, like, pre-order, ready to go? Oh, she's gonna die soon. Oh, yeah. Fucking hell.
She ordered
FBI pension's coming my way.
She ordered it when she first met Fox Mulder, because she was like, oh, fuck it out. Proactive. That's
well, there goes my daughter's promising FBI career. She could be fucking kidnapped by aliens.
But yeah, like the fact that he brought it in, it was just displaying it to her.
But I think 6 months is meant to have passed or so, isn't it? Or is it? No, it's 6 months since the X-Files closed. So it's 6 months since the start of the series. Yeah. But we don't really see how much time has passed. It's got to be like a significant amount of time, though. You know, at least a month or two.
Yeah, it's significant enough for it to be like a mystery of where she went and stuff. Because it does open up with Mulder lying on a sofa. Is he listening to her voice message? Something like he's listening to something.
I thought he was watching a porno. Yeah, he's watching porn.
Is he really?
I think. Well, that's what I thought he was, and I didn't go back and rewatch it.
What was Mulder watching on TV during the... What's this episode called again?
One Breath.
He's watching porn.
He is. He is watching porn, yeah.
He's watching porn, yeah. Google says. I thought he was listening to her voice message, you know, from when she went missing, the telephone.
No. So Mulder's fallen asleep watching porn, an experience that all men will share. I've shared at some point. And he gets a phone call which summons him to Scully's hospital bedside, and they found her. And Mulder storms that hospital. He is fucking furious. He wants answers immediately. He's just like so angry at the doctors. How did she get it? What's going on? Ah!
He is bouncing. He is absolutely. He's accusing doctors of conspiracies and I've taken part in conspiracies. He is fucking raging through this hospital. This is the most emotion I've ever seen.
Security to throw him out as well.
Yeah, I know. Oh, did you notice what he was wearing as well?
Go on.
We have a new Mulder costume.
Oh, I didn't notice. I didn't write it down. Go on, what is it?
He was wearing a polar neck. Is that what it's called? Polar neck? The big high
turtleneck.
Turtleneck. It is called a polar neck, though, isn't it?
No, a polo neck is like a polo shirt that tennis players wear.
I don't believe you for a moment. Polo neck. I'm Googling it. Yeah, I was fucking right. Oh, also known as a turtleneck.
Oh, so we were both right.
Yeah,
but I was also wrong.
Yes. So you were wrong and I was right. Anyway, he's wearing one of those. It's like a 90s one. It's like kind of baggy. He's got his sleeves rolled up, if I remember correctly, and it's tucked into his denim jeans, his fucking Levi's. He looks sick. He looks absolutely mental. And I'm sure he's wearing white trainers, like white running trainers or something with it. He just looks fucking great. I'm going to get one.
Like Ross Geller going on a date.
He's dressed a bit like, you know, that famous picture of The Rock in his bum bag. Like that, but without the bum bag and the chain, you know. That I'm gonna get a jumper like that, and I'm gonna start wearing them. I'm bringing it back. You heard it here first.
I mean, it's fucking cold enough. So Scully is in a coma, and nobody knows how she arrived at the hospital, and the doctor doesn't even have her medical notes, so he has no idea how she ended up in this condition. Mulder's like, we need to like run tests on us, you know, see where she's been, but the doctor's like, look, she's had a bath since she's been here, you know, we've like cleaned her up, you know, so there's no DNA or anything on her. But then the doctor tells him that Scully's will also states that she does not want to live like this in a coma, meaning that they may have to pull the plug on her life support later on, which is pretty much where the drama of the episode comes in. Like, can Scully wake up before we have to kill her?
Yeah, like a ticking time bomb. And Mulder is he's the co-signer of the will, isn't he? He's the witness.
Yes, he is.
The...
You signed her death warrant, Mulder.
Literally. You literally signed her death warrant, Mulder. You bastard.
But it makes sense for Scully because, like, yeah, she wouldn't want to live like this, you know. And she's she's pragmatic and practical. She's just like, well, what would be the point in keeping me alive? So yeah, she wants to go.
Of course, very Scully, very Scully, very Dana Scully, not very
Dana
Melissa Scully.
No, so we do meet Melissa Scully, Scully's younger sister, played by Melinda McGraw, who I'm just opening up her Wikipedia page now to see what she's been in. She is in The Dark Knight.
She is.
Who is she in The Dark Knight?
I think
Barbara Gordon, Commissioner Gordon's wife. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Yeah. Episode of Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, definitely Seinfeld. Yeah, I can't remember, but she would have been. Everyone's been in Seinfeld.
Yeah, a lot of TV credits: Bones, West Wing, Medium. Yeah, go Medium. NCIS.
I think is she in Millennium as well?
She is in Millennium as well as a different character, even though Millennium is in the X-Files universe. Yeah. I quite like this padding out of Scully's family. Very emotional episode. This, I thought.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I like how Mulder walks in and she's got the healing crystal hovering over her, and he begins to speak to her, and she shows that she is possibly psychic, and she's like, she told me not to call you Fox, and Mulder's like talking to her, and he's like, not until her mum comes in. He's like, oh, you're Scully's sister. It's like, how did you not fucking make that connection? She is the spit of her. She looks identical, like not identical, but she looks just like her, and she's there. Like that's the only reason you need to figure out that she is a relation of Scully. You know, never mind the ginger hair and the exact face.
And you just know that Dana would have said at some point, oh yeah, my sister Melissa believes in all this crap you do, Mulder. You know? So he's got to like put two and two together at some point. So we also get these are dotted throughout the episode, but we'll talk about them now. So we see Scully's dreams while she's in this coma. So she is in a boat tethered to a pier, which looks like Crystal Lake, basically. Yeah. And she can see certain people who are talking to her in the real world standing on the pier. So she sees Mulder and Melissa. And later on in the episode, she keeps getting visits from this nurse, right? Who, as the episode was going on, I was writing things like, why is this nurse kissing her?
It was so weird. I was like, I wonder if Dan kisses his patients when he's
no, I do not.
Good lie. Good lie.
Yeah. So, yeah, but we'll find out who this nurse is a bit later on in the episode. So, but in the meantime, Mulder he wants to do anything to save Scully. So he summons X using the old lampshade X bat signal trick. And the next morning he wakes up, checks his newspaper for clues, but there's nothing there. And he's like, fuck. So Mulder's back at he's back at Scully's bedside, and who turns up to visit Scully?
Oh, one of the lone gunmen. The first thing I thought was, oh my god, I've never realised this before, but he looks like the man in everyone's dreams.
Oh, right, really? You think? Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Take the glasses off him. He's got the exact same face as that drawing of the man from everybody's dreams. Yeah.
Oh yeah, look that one up here. The man that everybody has been dreaming about. I saw somebody cosplay that dude once. It was creepy as fuck. It was well creepy.
Who did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say the man from Another Place from Twin Peaks.
Oh, the little man, the dancing man.
Yeah, because he's quite a short dude and he's wearing a tuxedo, and that dancing dude always wears like sharp suits and things like that. So.
No, I get you. Weird dude in real life.
Yes, is he?
Yeah.
No, I haven't looked him up.
No, he's not he hasn't done anything criminal. He just made like weird comments about David Lynch that just weren't true, and it's just like he's a bit weird.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. So Fro Hickey's turned up in a full tuxedo with a dicky bow and flowers for Scully because he has a crush on her, and Mulder is like instantly jealous. He's like, this is my turf, Fro Hickey. Get out of it. She's mine. You dork. Fro Hickey smuggles out Scully's medical notes because they want to have he wants to take him to the gunman so the gunman can analyse them. And cut to the lone gunman's office, and Fro Hickey's like, yeah, I smuggled them out of my pants. And Mulder's like, well, yeah, there's obviously plenty of room in there.
I know.
All right, Mulder, calm down. So they run Scully's files, and Byers says that I kind of zoned out on this bit, but she's basically been poisoned by some kind of advanced DNA and experimented on it, and there's something in her that's killing her. Basically, she's not going to survive this.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And then back at the hospital, another nurse takes Scully's blood, blood and puts it down on the side. But then she's called away to a medical emergency, and Mulder notices that the blood has gone missing, and he has also spotted a mysterious man in black that's been like lurking in the hospital, just sort of standing there like looking over Mulder's shoulder at Scully. And he deduces correctly that the man has like stolen the blood and done a runner. So Mulder's like, hey, give me back Scully's blood, you.
I have never seen Mulder haul ass as much as he did in this scene. He fucking pegs it down that corridor like he needs a massive dump. He is going as fast as he can.
Well, he has got experience in chasing vampires from last episode, so
yeah, he's also a runner, isn't he? So
yeah, he is. He's in good shape. He's a swimmer, runner.
Yeah, sexy swimmer.
As we have seen. Can you imagine if he did like a Superman? So the man in the black is like running off with Scully's blood, and Mulder's like, hey, and like runs into like a phone booth, right? Like Superman to get changed. And comes out wearing the red Speedos.
And then jumps on the floor and starts swimming after him on the floor. But he's not moving, and everyone's just like staring at him like, you doing?
What the fuck is going on here? Like Homer Simpson when he's running around in circles on the floor.
Yeah.
So Mulder chases this dude down into the parking lot, and Mulder's looking for him, but he is jumped by X, who like is just lurking behind this pillar. He grabs Mulder, like holds him up against the wall at gunpoint. Mulder's like, whoa, dude, fuck it up. And Stephen Williams acting in this point, he is like sweating, he's angry, he's paranoid, he's like, I am not going to go the same way Deep Throat went. Fucking hell. It was like, ooh, I wish he'd do that to me. He basically says like, just don't chase this dude, just let it go, you cannot save Scully. But Mulder just ignores everything X told him. Starts chasing after the dude again, and he chases him into the laundry room of the hotel. He's like, freeze. Yeah, so Mulder manages to get the drop on him, but the guy turns the tables and like twats Mulder, and he's almost able to escape. And is he going to shoot Mulder?
Yeah, so Mulder, for the second time in a row in an episode, gets his ass handed to him by a dude. Yeah, this dude's like he's the Men in Black or whatever. So he's probably got some training, maybe some alien combat training. So yeah, that's fine. But Mulder got his ass handed to him by a vampire goth in the last episode. But to be fair though, Mulder doesn't sleep at the moment. He's probably not eating properly. He's probably a bit weak, So he gets his shit handed to him, and X appears again out of nowhere and just blows this guy away.
Just like, fucking executes him. Like he turns up, like gets the guy off Mulder, and the guy's there on his knees, and X just like fucking fires one off into his head. He's like, and I was like, oh my god,
that was brutal. It was fucking mental for the X-Files so far,
Yeah, he goes back and finishes him off with another shot. I was like, this dude is like, the dude is somehow still alive, and X is like, right, nah, see ya, bang. I was like, oh Jesus.
He's like the Russian out of Snatch. He's like, because he's not dead. And X is
Boris the Blade.
Boris the Blade. And X is just like, gets right up close and just puts one in his head.
I mean, it shows you what X is like. Like, Deep Throat wouldn't have done that.
No way. X is willing to get his fucking hands dirty,
X is fucking mental.
X is absolutely mental.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah, so X kills the dude partially to save Mulder and partially to protect his own identity. Back in the hospital, the family have no choice but to respect Scully's wishes and turn off the life supports. They offer Mulder the chance to be there. They're like, this is a moment for family, and Mulder, would you like to come in? And he's like, no, I can't. I just can't face it. Fair enough.
All right, they say that she gives the speech, doesn't she? And she's like, we are having family in now. And Mulder's like, no, thank you. And they get up and they start walking out, and the doctor walks out with them, and I was like, why is he invited? Because he walked through like he was a family member. I thought that was hilarious.
So in Scully's dream world, the rope breaks away from the shore and she starts drifting away, and I was like, oh god. I mean, she can't die because we've got like 180 episodes to go, but I was just like, oh no.
Do you know what? That's true, right? But imagine watching this in its original form when it was originally aired. Because I was thinking about this while it was on. As a viewer, you wouldn't know that this wasn't Gillian Anderson leaving the X-Files, because so far this season she hasn't really been in it as much. such. This is a big ass send off. You know, this would be an excellent episode to show that she is dying or that she does die. So like if for some reason they'd gone the other way and Gillian Anderson was leaving the show, this would be a perfect death episode, you know? Better than those like shitty Walking Dead episodes where they had like, you know, they'd have a death episode in that. So they would always highlight the guy who's going to die or the woman who's going to die at the end.
No, you're right, yeah, because I mean, I think at this point she was very early on in her career, and I think she'd said she didn't want to be tied to the X-Files forever, and she did want to go and do some other things. So, you know, yeah, for a viewer, you could have believed that this was going to be, because the X-Files, it was Mulder and Scully, yeah, but it's still so early on in its run, they could have killed her off and replaced it with somebody else. You know,
absolutely,
it could have been like an ongoing, sprawling, loads of different characters sort of thing. Yeah,
because so far in the series, and we're on, what is this, episode 8 of this series, it has been the Mulder show pretty much, hasn't it? Like, especially the last episode, if that was any signifier for the future, it would be that Mulder's going to do this on his own, but they might bring in someone else with him. They might even bring X as his main partner, or, you know, whatever. So I reckon it could have been very believable that this was her death episode, to be honest.
Yeah, it is handled really well. So we go to the office of Assistant Director Skinner, and as ever, guess who's with him? The fucking smoking man.
For a man who is renowned for smoking, his identity is smoking, he wastes so many fags. Every time, and I know it's for the sake of the actor, not just chaining ciggies all the time, but how often he lights up a fag, takes like 2 drags and then puts it out. Like, did we say this last time? I worked out how much half a fag's worth. It's worth about 50 pence now. Do you know what I mean? It's just such a waste of money. Anyway, yeah, that was just something I noticed.
It's like Ryan Phillippe in Cruel Intentions. He always sparks up a fag, takes 2 drags off it, and then puts it out.
Me and you wrote, we came up with like, was it like, what do you call it, a screenplay for about a man who just cannot have a cigarette. Do you remember that? God, we were dead young.
No.
We did it. I was working nights. We were about 20, and I phoned you up at like 4 a.m. We started talking about how good smoking is because we used to smoke, and we came up with like a little mini screenplay about a man who, for the life of him, could not spark up a fag, and then he had an argument with his girlfriend when he was about to do it. Do you not remember this?
I'm starting to think maybe I do now. Yeah.
And at the end, he kills his girlfriend, and then he finally gets to light up that fag, and that was the end of it.
What edgy kids we were. So the smoking man wants Skinner to rein Mulder in, but Skinner won't budge and tells the smoking man, he's like, thank you for not smoking in my office, points to the side. He's like, excuse me. But after the smoking man leaves, within seconds, Mulder walks in and Skinner grills him about what happened in the hospital laundry room, because they found the dead body, but then Mulder's just like, I don't know, nothing to do with me, mate. I don't know. Skinner's like, I know that you know. He's like, frustrating, isn't it, when you deny everything? Like,
he's like, what does the official record say? And he's like, there isn't one. He's like, well, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do about it, eh?
It's nothing to do with me, pal. I was at the hospital, mate.
So Mulder demands that Skinner tells him where the smoking man, or the cancer man, as he calls him, is. He's like, it's this dude. Who is he? And Skinner's reluctant to give him any information on who the smoking man is. And we cut to a scene of Scully lying on a plank of wood in the afterlife, in this like brightly lit room, when her father's ghost appears, and he gives this emotional speech about how short life is and how much he loves Dana, before basically kicking her out of the afterlife and telling her it's not her time to die. Fucking hell, what a performance this was. What a bit of writing. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about how sad this was.
It's phenomenal. It is just so fucking good. Don S. Davis. He's just absolutely amazing. He was, again, if I'm getting his name wrong, if it's Don S. Davids or whatever, I can't remember. He had moments like this in Twin Peaks, didn't he? Like when he gave Bobby the speech, you know, and Bobby cries, and he gives Cooper speech, you know, towards the end of season 2 as well, when they're outside in the woods camping and all. God, he's just fucking, he's like, what a guy.
Rest in peace, dude. He once had I'm just reading some trivia about him. He said that he once had a job carving wooden cigar store Indians.
What a fucking job that would be. Imagine how satisfied you'd be at the end of the day.
So cool.
You'd be like, another day of just fucking doing this. How great is this? You just opened up a whole new league of emotions for me then. Like, I had such a weird feeling then. Like, I've done it in a past life that I've done that before.
Really?
Yeah, weird. I get this sometimes.
What, carved cigar store Indians?
Yeah.
I thought you were on about Don S. Davis's performance in the afterlife here.
No, like, just that. Just like having a life, like a really simple life where that's your life. I don't know, I just had a weird feeling about it, and I loved it.
So Mulder and Melissa are in the coffee room when Mulder receives a secret message hidden inside a pack of Morley cigarettes from the vending machine, and inside is the smoking man's address. Do you remember cigarette machines in nightclubs?
I do. Yeah, I remember them more so in pubs where you'd go in and you'd pay a $5 for a pack of 16.
Because they never had a full deck of 20, and they were more expensive for less cigarettes.
Yeah, but if you got something like Embassy or Regal, it would be 16. But if you got L&B, which were the cheaper ones, you'd get 18, if I remember correctly. But the reason why we went to them is because they were often placed near the exit and entrance of pubs. So you could, as a 14-year-old kid, sneak to the exit or entrance of a pub, quickly stick your $5 and get your fags out and run away before anybody saw you. That was the method. That was what you did. If you couldn't find anyone to go to the shop for you. So yeah, it was like, all right, last resort, we're going to go to the pub and get some, and you would, but your cut would be a lot lower.
I would love to buy. Your cut would be a lot lower. But I would love to get a hold of a vintage cigarette machine. There's got to be like some of them stored somewhere, haven't there? I'd love to get hold of one of them.
Do you know what I'd love to get hold of? A vintage fag packet. You know, like from 20 years ago, before they changed them all to just like being the same. Like a gold Benson Hedges fag packet, or a Embassy number 1 light blue, Embassy mild light blue.
I remember when I was a heavy smoker, I started smoking a luxury brand called Dunhill. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yeah, I didn't think they were luxury. I thought they were like shit.
No, they were quite expensive. But their packs came like, say you bought a deck of 20. They were all laid out, 20 fags, like horizontal. They weren't crammed in, like 3 rows. And so it looked like it was just a way to show off, basically.
How would you sort out your lucky fag though if you were doing that?
I can't remember because I could only afford them once. So I don't think I did the lucky fag on that one.
I did the lucky fag thing for a while. If anyone doesn't know what that is, it's where you get, when you open a pack, you take one out, turn it upside down, and don't smoke it until last. And I remember people being like, oh, give us a fag, and people would be like, oh, I've only got 2. And you're like, yeah, give us 1. It's like, no, it'd be lucky fag. You can't have me lucky.
Yeah, no, you ain't having it.
Do you remember sparky fags?
Sparky fags, no.
Yeah. So what you'd do is you get your lighter and you get like a piece of paper and you would just grind the lighter over and over so all the flint came out.
Oh yes, yes, I do.
Lick the fag so it was wet and roll it in the flint and then just smoke it like normally, but it would just be like a sparkler.
This is what you had to do when you were 13, 14, 15 in the UK to like at the weekends. There was no Netflix, there was no like... And also for our American listeners, when we say fags, we are talking about cigarettes.
Were we? Yeah. Still widely known as fags in the UK, aren't they? Cigarettes.
Not the slur.
Yes, we'd never say that.
So we cut to the cigarette smoking man's flat, and his flat, the way he lives his life is not what you'd expect. He is like, he lives in this dingy flat. I've lived in a flat like this, and his coffee table is full of beer cans and cigarette butts, and it looks like the coffee table I had in my bachelor pad. He's just watching TV. He just looks fucking like, it's not what you'd expect from the big bad villain.
No, he is chain smoking. He's putting his dead fags in empty beer bottles, which just like I remember what that smells like, and that whole apartment must just fucking reek.
Do you think when he wakes up in the morning and he's like dehydrated from all the drinking, he's ever taken a swig of his bong water?
100%, because I've done that as well. I've done that when I wasn't hungover. I've done it by accident. I remember I was at a party, I think it was just like a house party, so it wasn't anything wild, and I picked up a can of beer and I went to have a swig out of it, and like a fag end went in my mouth. And I immediately vomited because it like hit the back of my throat as well, catching my gag reflex. I just like threw up everywhere, and I was like, thanks for that. Oh, do you remember the bin full of beer at the festival? We put like 20 cans of beer in a bin.
Oh yeah.
So I could drink out of a bin, like a small can. It wasn't a big bin, was it? But it was a smallish bin.
It was like a waste paper basket.
Yeah. But it was huge. I was like, this is how I'm going to drink all my cans. And then at some point, it was like I went to pick it up and start drinking out of it, and there was a fag end in it. And I was like, who the fuck has put a fag in my beer? And you were like, oh, sorry, lie. I just flicked it in, not thinking. I was like, fuck's sake.
I was like, at this like messy, shitty festival, I was like, oh, I better put my fag end in the bin. your giant beer that you had.
That was the idea. It was like, this is going to be the biggest beer anyone's ever had. And it was for a short while.
Oh, fucking hell. Got to be young again.
Yeah. It's only 2 years ago.
So
Dan.
Mulder breaks it 2 years ago. So Mulder breaks into the smoking man's flat and holds him at gunpoint, and he angrily demands answers. But the smoking man is completely unfazed. He's like, "You'll never know the truth if you kill me, Mulder." Plays that card, and Mulder is like, "Fuck, damn, I won't."
Yeah, didn't think that one through.
So is this the first time they've spoken?
No, it's the second time, because do you remember they spoke once before, and you could see them standing side by side, and we mentioned the smoking man was taller than him. But this is like where they've ever really conversed, you know? Like more than just like general shit.
Pleasantries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so there's not really anything Mulder can do. He just has to leave because he's like, what can I do? If I kill him, I'll never know. So Mulder goes back to FBI HQ. He signs his resignation letter and he starts packing up his basement office. And Skinner walks in. Skinner walks in while Mulder's doing this, and he like takes the resignation letter out and just like tears it up. And Mulder's like, "What are you doing? I'm leaving. I'm not fucking staying here with this shit." And we get a good character development speech from Skinner. Like it's done really well. Like he takes his glasses off and like wipes them, and he's about to tell this story. You know, something that he's probably told like his wife knows about it, but then nobody else. You know. Yeah. So Skinner explains that when he was 18, he went to Vietnam and he was part of like a squad of killers, but they got ambushed and he thought he was dead. The whole squad was killed, and he had an out-of-body experience where he could see his own body, and then he could see when the next platoon arrived, the soldiers laid him into the morgue, but then they found his pulse and whatever, and he survived. But he is a believer in the supernatural because he's had a supernatural experience. So he thinks that the work Mulder is doing is very important because Skinner is afraid to look further, but he admires Mulder for not being scared to investigate this stuff.
Well put.
And so it shows Skinner is he's on the team. He's on the team of the good guys. I know he's a bit like harsh and stern, but he's a goodie.
He says a boy arrived with 20 grenades strapped to him, and without hesitation, he blew his head off from 10 yards away. I was like, shit, you don't want to fuck with Skinner, like, at all.
You don't, do you? Child killer.
I know, yeah.
So Mulder realised that Skinner was the one who gave him the smoking man's address. Yeah. So later on, X visits Mulder. He tells Mulder that he's lured the two men responsible for Scully's disappearance into breaking into Mulder's apartment. He's set a trap for them. He said that Mulder has got this like important evidence, so you need to go and get it from his desk. So he's basically saying you can't punish the people behind it, but you can get the two guys that took her. So Mulder waits in his flat when he should be with Scully.
Yeah.
It's basically the gist of this. He's so like caught up in revenge. He's not like doing the important thing that he should be with Scully. You know, he's just like, I want to get whoever did this.
Yeah. He's going like John Wick mode at this point, isn't he? He's just like...
Yes, he's...
Waiting. Oh, have you ever seen A Bittersweet Life? It's essentially the Korean John Wick way before John Wick came out.
Well, I have got something for you, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
It was right next to me. My DVD was right next to me.
That is so weird. Why the fuck have you got that next to you?
I'm burning a load of my Asian films. Sorry, ripping a load of my Asian films off DVD just so I've got them on like a pen drive to watch, and that's next in the list, actually.
Holy shit. Well, have you seen it?
Yeah.
So do you remember the scene where he is waiting in his apartment, essentially for people to come and get him, and he's lying on the sofa, and all he's got is his gun, and he's popping the light on and off, and it's on, and it's just him, and he pops it off, and he pops it back on, there's just like loads of people standing behind him just about to get him. I felt watching this episode, at this part, we might get something like this, you know, because I didn't know what was going to come, because I couldn't remember the episode too well.
Yeah.
But,
I think it's really creepy as well, because Mulder's like sitting in the dark, and he's like watching his door, and you can see the hallway is lit up outside, and you see the footsteps walk up to the door, which is like you know that scene in No Country for Old Men where Josh Brolin's in the hotel. Yeah,
excellent stuff.
So there's a knock at the door, and we're led to believe it's going to be these conspiracy dudes, but it is actually Melissa Scully, who has come to tell Mulder that he needs to come to Dana's bedside.
Yeah. She also says to him, and now this isn't a lie now, she says to him, why is it so dark in here? And he says, because the lights are off, right? I swear to God, right, I will get an audio confession from the other person who's involved in this conversation. Yesterday I was at work and I was in a room with all the lights off, and this person walked in and said, why is it so dark in here? And I said, because the lights are off, being a cocky prick that I am. And when I saw this, I was like, hey, Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the screen meme. I was like, hey, that's what I said yesterday. So
oh God, I'm Fox Mulder.
From now on, with my new polar neck jumper, I am Fox Mulder.
But he's being really sarcastic when he says it. He's like, because the lights are off. Don't you know anything?
Yeah.
She's like, all right, fucking hell, dickhead. calm down. I'm just coming to see if you're okay.
Sassy Mulder's back.
So Melissa leaves and Mulder sits back down in the chair and he's still going to wait and catch these fucking dudes. But he ultimately chooses to go to Scully's bedside instead because that is what is important.
Yeah.
We don't see him go to Scully. We just sort of see him leave. Oh, no, we do see him go to Scully, don't we? Never mind.
It shows him putting the gun down on the table and we see like the barrel, so he's like holding it. And I remembered it specifically because I was looking at the shadows of the gun and where the light bounces off and stuff. And then it cuts to the hospital, does it? It doesn't like show that he's decided to leave. It just sort of cuts, I think. I was thinking about shadows and stuff while that happened.
But it cuts straight back after that. So it cuts straight back to Mulder, go into his apartment, and he's really sad about Scully's death. But the whole thing, his whole apartment's been ransacked exactly like X said it would be. And like Mulder just like starts crying.
He does.
He just kneels down and starts weeping. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking, like, this is rock bottom for him. Like, I know we keep saying this, but you can't go any lower than this. Really.
No, this is the pinnacle of this sort of arc, isn't it? You know, it's this is everything to him.
But there is a miracle. Scully is just inexplicably alive. She's alive and awake in a hospital bed. Now, I think it's meant to be implied that her father saved her from the afterlife. Is that?
Yeah, I think so. Throughout the episode, it's showing her in this like purgatorial state where she's in between the living world and the afterlife. It's sort of her making decisions, and she's being guided by other spirits and stuff like that. Which is, it shows it's almost like like the Lovely Bones, where she's in that dream world, but Scully is in a position where she can fight her way back. You know, it's like Patrick Swayze in Ghost. He can't become a human again, but he's not going to pass over. He chooses to stay. But
his work on Earth is done.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but she isn't dead, so she is choosing, like, she's having that otherworldly battle between moving on and going back. And I would say that it's not.
Don't go into the light.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't need to be scientific. It's more spiritual than that. That's what I would say anyway. Whew, God, that took a lot of brain power to get out what I was trying to say there. I do apologise. Fuck no.
She's also been guided by, let's talk about Nurse Owens, who, so she's been talking to Dana while Dana's been asleep, and Dana has seen her in the afterlife as well, standing on the pier. And we mentioned before, she's a bit odd. She kisses Dana on the head, and later on so Scully wakes up, and Mulder goes in to see her, and he brings her this Superstars of the Super Bowl VHS. Like video. He's like, I got you this, and she's like, oh, thank God I'm still alive.
Yeah, don't know where he got that from.
He gives her cross back, just like he promised Mrs. Scully he would. And she mentions, Dana Scully mentions Nurse Owens, and they're like, there is no Nurse Owens. Like, the nurse of that name has never worked here. And it's like, well, who was phone? Implying that she's got a guardian angel of sorts, a guardian spirit.
What do you think she was? Because I don't know if she's ever mentioned again, this Nurse Owens. Yeah. No. Do you? I'm generally unaware.
I don't know either. I was just going to look it up, but she's not in the cast list on Wikipedia, and I can't be asked opening IMDb. So I'm just going to assume that she was a one-off ghost character, spirit guide, because Scully's work on Earth is not finished, in the same way her dad was.
Yeah. Let's go with that. That's definitely it. But I think it would have been more significant if it was just her dad the whole time.
Yeah. I think this nurse character was it shouldn't have been added, because it should have just been her dad, like you said. And I think they just put it in to just be like a little final stinger, like a ooh. But it kind of felt sort of jammed in.
Yeah. Just because it didn't have any explanation or meaning or anything. But you never know, maybe it'll come back. Maybe she'll get mentioned, her godmother or something like that, or their great nana. Doesn't ruin it for me either. Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of the episode. What did you think of this one?
Yeah, amazing episode. Very different, I would say, in terms of emotion and quite a bit of brutal action,
Yeah, fucking also.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff heading forward, This is a cracking episode. One of the best so far, absolutely. And a perfect way to round off that part of the story. We can actually, unless the next episode, I can't remember it, unless the next one is her healing. I'm not sure if we're going to go back to Monster of the Week, where it'll just be Scully resting and Mulder sort of getting information from her on the phone or whatever. X did mention earlier on, he's like, you won't hear from me again for several weeks. It's like wink wink at the camera. Monster of the Week episode's coming up for a good few. But it feels like we are back in business. The X-Files is on. Scully's alive and well, and Mulder is probably back to being giddy ass mystery solving Mulder. So yeah, it's a perfect way to round off this whole full arc that we've just had.
Yeah, agreed. I think they handled Gillian Anderson's pregnancy really well.
Yeah. I think without it, you'd have probably just had the few of the same from the first season, just sort of Monster of the Week, bit of myth arcs. And I think just, especially at the beginning of a season, this is just, they've done what they've had to do with their circumstances, and they've done it creatively, and it's just come out really fucking well, It's great.
Agreed. Yeah, I love this one. It was very emotional, and there was just enough conspiracy in it as well, just enough of the main story to keep it going. Yeah, I thought this was a fucking banger, especially after the last episode. Have you got any trivia regarding this episode?
Oh, yeah. Play the jingle. So I read this one a little bit before we started, when I got the trivia ready, and I'm not surprised by this. David Duchovny was so amazed by the fantastic performance of Gillian Anderson in Beyond the Sea from season 1, showing Scully's feelings about losing her father, that he asked the writers for an episode with emotions like that for him. The result was One Breath, in which Mulder displays his feelings for losing Scully. And yeah, fucking hell, it's like the equivalent of a ball player saying, "Put me on, coach, put me on," you know what I mean?
yeah. Choose me, I can do it as well. And he did, he knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely. This is the best acting I've ever seen from David Duchovny, cracking, excellent. In Skinner's office, Mulder uses the nickname Cancer Man for the first time. He goes forward, he calls him that quite frequently from now on, doesn't he, I think?
I think so.
Gillian Anderson spent most of this episode supine on a hospital bed, taped up with various tubes. She would invariably fall asleep in between and during takes. Oh, bless her.
Oh, yeah?
Bless her little cotton socks. Bless her mile endurance women's socks, which is being advertised to me from Amazon right now. £2.95 for a pair. How weird. I said socks and then I looked at it and there was a sock. This is the first time in which Mulder puts masking tape on his window in the shape of an X as a way to summon Mr. X. Cool. Gillian Anderson gave birth by caesarean section on September the 25th, 1994 to her daughter, Piper Anderson Klotz. About 2 weeks later, she returned to the X-Files set. This is probably Gillian Anderson's first postpartum. They obviously gave her very little to do as a performer due to a medical condition. And again, using your circumstances creatively just fucking works, It's like Johnny Cash's early music. It sounded like it did because that was the best he could do, but it just came out better than what everyone else was doing at the time, The lone gunmen invite Mulder to join them on a Saturday night to point out scientific inaccuracies in the television show Earth 2 from 1994, which was a science fiction television series that aired for only one season around the time of this episode. That sounds like a fucking great Saturday night, that, don't you think?
It does actually, doesn't it? Yeah, I would do that.
I'd do that. Maybe we should do it.
Earth 2. Coming to a podcast channel near you soon.
The part of Melissa Scully was written specifically for Melinda McGraw. Writers Glenn Morgan and James Wong had worked with her previously on their last TV series, The Comish, and were keen to write her a good role. Yeah, I mean, literally couldn't have picked anyone better.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Thurse Owens was named after Glenn Morgan's grandma, Of course.
And played by his then wife.
She was probably... No, I don't know who she was. This is the second of 3 appearances by Lorena Gale in The X-Files. Her first was in the episode Shadows, 1993, and her third as an attorney in the episode Elegy from 1997. Lorena also appeared
in this, then?
In the X-Files movie. Was she the nurse? Yes, she was. She is the nurse.
Which one? The human nurse, not the ghost nurse?
The human nurse. She's in Halloween Resurrection as Nurse Wells.
Is she?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She's in...
So she's been on this podcast a couple of times then?
Yeah.
Third appearance on the pod.
Wow. Yeah, it is. God, she's catching up with Carrie
Kevin
Fisher.
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. Sadly, though, and now this is just me probably being a bit pessimistic, she hasn't got any roles from 2009 onwards, meaning that, yes, she is unfortunately passed away. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Rest in peace, big time. Yeah, 2009. Anyway, moving on. Despite being a major character, this is the second time Charles Scully has been played... Well, hold on, let me read that again. I don't know if this is true. Despite being a major character, this is the second time Charles Scully has been played by an uncredited actor. He first appeared in Beyond the Sea with his wife and 2 children at the funeral of their father, William Scully. Is that implying that her dad is an uncredited related actor?
No, Charles Scully is one of Scully's brothers. She's got two brothers.
Oh.
Who didn't appear in the rest of this episode.
Right, okay. One of the lone gunman boys. Gun boys. Lone gun boys.
What?
The snake killers.
Yeah, them, yeah.
The gun boys, yeah. Both William B. Davis and Don S. Davis would later appear on Stargate SG-1 1997, with the latter actor being part of the main cast, and the former having a brief story arc in a later season. William B. Davis. Who's that?
The cigarette smoking man.
Oh, yeah. Wonder if they're related. I doubt it. Anyway, so I've got a couple more left, if you'd like to hear them down. Sorry if I'm taking up all your time.
Yes, I would.
At a talk at Cornell University, William B. Davis mentioned that he portrays the cigarette smoking man as if he is the good guy of the series and as if Mulder and Scully are bad guys trying to thwart him. This comes through in CSM's line about being in the game because I believe what I'm doing is right. That's quite interesting, isn't it? First appearance in the series of Melinda McGraw playing Scully's ill-fated sister Melissa. The character was originally intended to be a romantic interest for Mulder, but this idea was soon dropped. I could tell that, you know. I could feel something there.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just hot for Scully.
Yes, we will be seeing. He is hot for Scully's. Maybe they should enter a throuple.
What, with the sisters?
Hell yeah.
Dan?
No, I will not be elaborating any further.
This is a transformative episode for the character of X, portrayed by Stephen Williams. He executes an enemy agent, emphasising a ruthlessness not seen in his predecessor Deep Throat, as we discussed earlier on. And there's one more, but it seems a bit boring. The address given for Cancer Man. Yeah, I'm not reading that out. And that is the end of the trivia, because it just tells you the fucking address.
Well, thank you for the trivia, Paul.
No problem, Dan.
What spooky story have you got in the chamber this week?
Right, so this is 3 hefty paragraphs long, so it's going to be a bit longer. But obviously, you've got to have guessed now that I'm talking about near-death experiences today. Staying away from the light.
Yes.
Your life ending and your soul not passing, therefore coming back to your body, and you carry on as oftentimes a changed person. Anyway, I was stabbed in the stomach with a fillet knife by a schizophrenic uncle when I was 15 years old. That's the first sentence of this story, and I picked it because of that sentence.
Okay.
It's not all in caps. I didn't mean to all cap it at you, but I was stabbed in the stomach with a fillet knife by my schizophrenic uncle when I was 15 years old. I remember freaking out, lying on the floor, hyperventilating while I was bleeding out. I had tried to crawl up from my basement to phone 911, but I was so weak, and every time I moved, I started bleeding harder. I remember passing out and having the sensation like I was leaving a dark room and moving outside into the sun. I stopped panicking, and this feeling of pure contentment settled over me. I was floating over a garden where all of the plants were giving off light, and I could see a huge, amorphous shape above me that was made up of every colour in existence, including colours I have never seen before and could not possibly describe. The shape seemed familiar, like I was part of it, and it was beckoning me and filling me with pure ecstasy and understanding as I looked at it. Then a man who looked an awful lot like Dream from the Sandman comics, which I was obsessed with at the time, walked over to me through the garden and told me that I couldn't go home yet, that it wasn't time. I started weeping, but I was filled with a feeling of understanding, like I knew that I had to go back despite not wanting to. The man had tears streaming down his face, and he took my hand and led me back to my body, which was in an ambulance. My older brother had found me and called 911. 4 years later, I experienced kind of a weak flashback/replay of the feeling I had while looking at the giant shape in the sky while I was on psilocybin mushrooms. Hell yeah. It felt like I was intimately connected to every aspect of the universe. That's just shrooms, though, you know. And that all things that could be known were understood intuitively in that state, like an all-encompassing answer to some divine question. But I couldn't put it into words or symbols of any sort. It was all so obvious in that moment. I felt omniscient and omnipresent, but it was a shadow of the feeling I had during my near-death experience. I didn't have any religion in my upbringing, and I have never been inclined to believe in any sort of organized spirituality, but those two experiences were so vivid and otherworldly that they had convinced me that there are dimensions to existence that are beyond our current ability to grasp in a tangible scientific way. It felt like I had pressed my face up against some sort of veil and looked through the pinhole at something beyond imagining. People have told me that it was all just simple product of brain chemistry, that there is nothing spooky about my experience, but I honestly have trouble taking them seriously because none of them have ever actually experienced anything like it. I challenge anyone to have an experience like this and not come away highly skeptical about our current scientific worldview. There seems to be this undercurrent of feeling amongst some that we are rapidly approaching a comprehensive and objective view of reality, that science is in its twilight years and we are just tying up some loose ends. But my experience has led me to believe that the cosmos is much more mysterious than anyone but the most original thinkers are giving it credit for. And that is the end of our spooky story.
Sounds like you just had a really good trip, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, the second time, yeah. Not the first time, though, because...
Oh, no, getting stabbed by your schizophrenic uncle with a, what was it, a carving knife? Or
a fillet knife.
Fillet of fish knife.
Fillet of fish knife. Yeah, so how do you feel about that, Dan?
I mean, I believe the second half, about when he took the shrooms and he had a, mystical experience. I do believe there are other realities and parallel universes perpendicular to ours, just through the veil. I do believe in all that. The near-death stuff, I do believe that happened to him. Let's just say I assume the story's true. I do believe when people come to a near-death experience, they do see this stuff. Do I believe it's them at the gates of heaven or in purgatory? I don't think so, no. I think that's just your brain chemistry. That's what you expect it to look like, and your brain fills those pieces in for you, like dreams and stuff like that.
So it's widely believed or widely known, I'm not sure if it's 100% true, that when you die, your body releases DMT into the rest of your body. It releases, because DMT is a chemical that we all have in our brains and whatnot. And when you die, it gets released into your body. So when you have a near-death experience and you pretty much do die and come back to life, your body releases DMT and you have basically the best trip of your life just before you die. So that's what some people believe, that a near-death experience is, like the visions, the hallucinations, the feeling of calm and comfort is just the DMT giving you like a crazy trip just as you die. A good trip, because DMT is known for its like life-changing trips and these amazing journeys that you go on in a matter of minutes or whatever, So I think it's more that, really, because I don't believe in heaven or hell, but I do believe, like you said, I do believe in dimensions, parallel dimensions, and we've spoken about it before, maybe even on this episode, I can't remember, but like worlds that exist on top of each other. It was the vampire episode that we spoke about, where worlds exist on top of, inside of each other, that we just can't see them. So like when there's a ghost, a ghostly thing happens in real life and people are like, I swear it was a ghost, it's just like we're just sharing the same space of alternate dimensions, and we can't see them because that kind of stuff. Absolutely. That's the kind of stuff I love. And a bit of a shameless plug here, my next graphic novel is about similar things to do with drugs and dimensions and stuff. So that'll be ready in about a year, probably.
Can't wait for that one.
Thanks.
So there you go. Thank you for that spooky story, Paul. And that brings us to the end of our episode. We will see you in 10 days' time for Monster of the Week episode, Firewalker.
I don't remember it.
Me neither.
Neither.
Me neither, but just me neither. Yeah, me neither. Right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next time. Goodbye and good night.
Goodbye.